friends, how are you all? So today we are starting up with exercise 1.1 of chapter number 1, knowing our numbers. But before starting up with the exercise, let me clear few concepts that have been implemented in the exercise. So first, let us clear few concepts and then move on to the exercise. The first topic that we are going to cover in this chapter is comparing numbers. So now, what do we mean by comparing numbers? Interesting question. Let's get a solution. Suppose if we have a number, let us take 512, and then we have another number 4916. So, what would you say about it? Which one is bigger? Obviously, you would say the second one because it has 4 digits, whereas this one has 3 digits. Okay, agreed with the point, but what in this case? Again taking 5 and 2, but 491 only. Which one would you say? Now, you must be saying the first one. But why? They both have same number of digits. Okay, let me explain you. If we see from the leftmost side, we count the number that is on the leftmost side, we see that there is a 5. But on the other side, we have 4. So 5 is bigger than 4, therefore the whole number is bigger than the number in the second option. So this one would be bigger and this one would be smaller. Hope you all are cleared with this one. Let me give you one more interesting example. So let me come on this one. We got 512 and we got 515. Now what do you think which one is bigger? Let me help you out. The number which occur here is 5. The number that occur here 2 is 5. Okay, let's take the second place where we have 1. But what about here? We have 1, 2. Never mind, let's take the third place. We have 2 here, but we have 5. We know that 5 is greater than 2. Therefore, the bigger number among them both is this one. So this one is a bigger number, whereas this becomes a small number. Hope you all have understood the concept of comparing numbers. Let's get to the other subheading of comparing numbers. Subheading is how many numbers can you form? Suppose we are given a set of digits. Let me take 1, 2, 3 and 4. So by the heading, we mean that if we are given a set of digits, so how many numbers can be formed? Let us see. But the condition that applies here that the number should be of 4 digits and the digits of the number should not be repeated. So let us see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, the direct one. Let me try to take 1, 2, 2, 4. Nope, it won't be valid because 2 is repeated twice in the number. Okay, if not, we can just take 1, 3, 4, 2. It will be valid. What about taking 3, 4, 1, 1? No, not be valid. This one is correct too. Not be valid because 1 is occurring twice. So hope you all have understood that the number should not repeat and it should be a 4-digit number. So, as we can see here, we get to know that we can form 24 numbers, 24 different numbers whose digits are not repeated and they are 4 digits. We can form 24 such numbers. Well, this is the concept of permutation combination that you will be studying in higher classes. Not needed to be worried about. So, I want you all to make different numbers from the given 4 digits, and if you are successful in getting 24 numbers, thumbs up to you. But those who are not able to get it, just comment me in the comment box and I would be there to help you all. So, hope you are clear with this one. But we have one more thing to study about. We have to think that which number formed by the given set of digits would be the smallest and which number would be the greatest. So let's solve this. Let me take a random number. Suppose I just take this one, 1, 3, 4, 2. So the first condition to find the smallest number among the numbers formed by a given set of digits, first condition is that if you see from the leftmost side, the number which occurs in front of you should be the smallest among all the set of digits given to you. So here we can see that 1 is smallest. Okay, 1 is smallest. Agreed with you. But what about the next? The next should be bigger than the smallest number but smaller than rest of all. So as we can see in the given set of digits, that 1 is the smallest. Okay, leave this one. Let us think that the number has been eliminated from the given set of digits. Now what we are left with? 2, 3 and 4. Which is smallest among them? We got 2. So the second number from the leftmost side should be 2 to obtain the smallest number among the numbers that have been formed from the given set of digits. So here we see that is 3. Oh, so this is not the smallest one. The smallest one, let us form the smallest one. It would be, we know that for the formation of the smallest number, we need to take the smallest digit. Then if we eliminate that from the rest of the digit, we need again the smallest, which is 2, as I have just done. So now what about the third digit? Will it be 3 or 4? Let us think that 2 is also eliminated. What are we left with? 3 and 4. So which is the smaller among them? The smaller among them is 3. So we would place 3 and at last we would place 4. So this one is smallest among all the numbers that would be formed by the given set of digits 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, we have succeeded in finding the smallest one, but what about the greatest one? Not to worry about, I am with you, let's do it. So for the greatest, what is the condition? That from the leftmost side of the number, the first number that occurs should be the greatest. So what do we get to see here? Which is the greatest? 4 is the greatest. So let us take 4, 1. So let us take 4. Now, we should eliminate 4. Not really, but for your clearance and for your understanding. Now, what do we need to do? We need to find the biggest number among these 3. So, which one did we get? We get 3. Okay, now placing 3. Now we have placed 3 and now suppose 3 is eliminated too. Now what? Which is the biggest number among, which is the bigger number among these both? We all know it's 2. So we write 2 and at last we have 1. So the condition that I have been fulfilling it here is that from the leftmost side, the number that occurs first is the greatest among the set of digits. So 4 is the greatest among set of digits, and on the next place the number should be smaller than 4 but greater than the rest. So if we eliminate 4, which is the number that is greatest or the biggest? We get 3. Okay, here is 3, and continuing this process till the end, we get the greatest number among them all. Okay, you will be telling me that, friend, I have understood it, but what about if there is a 0 in the set of digits? Not to worry about, I'm here. Let us solve it. Okay, so let us take an example. Let's do something in this one only. Okay, let's replace 3 with 0. What do we have? 1, 2, 0, 4. Now, if we need to form the smallest number, what will we do? Many students do this. 0, 1, 2, 4. It's wrong. Why? Because there's a condition that it should be a 4-digit number. But what do we get to see here? It's 3-digit number. It's wrong. Sorry. So the question arises that how do we make the smallest number if we have a 0 in a set of digits? Let me help you out. So to make the smallest number by the given set of digits, what do we need to do is to just place a number greater than 0 in front of it. Just greater than 0 but smaller than the rest. So what do we have greater than 0 but smaller than the rest? Greater than 0 we have 1, 2, 4, but smaller than the rest we have number 1, which is smaller than 2 and 4. So the first would be 1. Now you can place your 0. 0 have been placed, and then we have 2, which is greater than both but smaller than 4, and at last we have 4. So this is the number, smallest number that can be formed if we have a 0 in our set of digit. So if we need to obtain the greatest number by the given set of digits, what do we need to do? Simple. From the leftmost side, the greatest digit should come first, that is 4. 4 would be here, and then smaller than 4 but greater than rest, we have smaller than 4, 2 but greater than rest. Okay, we have smaller than 4, 2, 1 and 0 but greater than rest, means 2 is the answer. So we have 2 here, and then smaller than 2, greater than the rest, we have 1 smaller than 2, we have 1 and 0 smaller than 2, but greater than the rest, we have 0 in the rest, we have 1, and at last we have 0. So this is the greatest number that can be formed if we have a 0. If we have a 0 in the set of digits. Hope you all are clear with this. So now let us start with ascending and descending orders. Suppose we are given a set of number. Let me take 7821, 5981, 6299, 1826 and 6300. So now let us arrange it in ascending order. If we arrange it in ascending order. Before arranging it, let me tell you what is actually ascending order. So ascending order basically means that if we put the smallest number among the given set of numbers at the first and in increasing order, we end up to the greatest number or the biggest number in the set, and if we reach to the greatest number of the given set, then it is in ascending order. Let me show you with this given set of number. So which is the smallest among them? Seeing the leftmost side of each number, the leftmost digit, we have here 1, we have 5, 7, 6, 6. Okay, so by seeing the leftmost digit of each number, we get to see that 1826 is the smallest among them all. So we write 1826 first, and then we write, let me see, again, let us think that this one has been eliminated, and if we see in the rest of the given numbers, see the leftmost side, we see we got 7, we got 5, we got 6, and again we got 6. So 5 is the smallest, again 5981 would be written in the sequence. Now let us think that 5981 is also eliminated. Now we are left with 7821, 6299 and 6300. Now if we compare in these three numbers, so when we see the leftmost side of the digit, we see that we got a 7, we got 6 again, and again we got 6. Since we know that 7 is bigger than 6, therefore we need to look into these both numbers. We see that the leftmost digit of these both numbers is 6. So just by this information, we cannot tell that which one is bigger and which one is smaller. So moving on to the next place of the numbers, we see 2 on this side and we see 3 on this side. As we all know that 3 is greater than 2, therefore 6299 is smaller than 6300, and also the next one in the sequence. And if we compare with the leftmost digit again, 7821 and 6300, we got 7 here, we got 6 here. 6 is smaller than 7, therefore 6300, and at last we have 7821. Hope you all have understood how do we arrange in ascending order. But there is one more form of order. We have got descending order. Now, what is descending order? Descending order can actually be seen as just opposite to the ascending order. But by definition, it has been said that if we put the greatest or the biggest number among the set as the first and going in decreasing order, we get the last number as the smallest among the set. So, in this manner, if we arrange the numbers, it is known as descending order. Let me tell you by the given set, if we arrange in descending order, what we get? We need to search out the biggest one first. So we know that 7821 is the biggest among them all, as we have done earlier with ascending order. Then we know that it's 6300, and then we know that it's 6299, then 5981, and at last we have 1826. So what do we get to see out here? We see that descending order is just opposite of the sequence arranged in ascending order. How? Let us look in it. If we have 1826, the first number, we have 1826, the last number in descending order. The second number in ascending order is the second last number in descending order, that is 5981. The middle number of ascending order is the middle number of descending order, 6299. Then the fourth number is the second number. The fourth number of ascending order is the second number of descending order, that is 6300. And at last, the last number of ascending order, that is 7821, is the first one because this is the greatest number. Hope you all have understood it. Let me give you one more example to clear out each and every doubt about ascending and descending order. Let us take a set. What can we take? Let me take bigger numbers. We take 75298 again. What new number can we take? 18960. We have 12298. Then we have 98765, and then we have 43891. Sorry, it's one. My mistake. 43891. Okay, so now let us arrange it in ascending order. Let us find out the first number, the smallest one. So looking to the leftmost digit of each number, we have a 7 out here, we have a 1, we have 1, we have 9, we have 4. So 1 is the smallest among all the numbers. So, but we have 1 as the leftmost digit in two numbers. So first, let us compare these two to get the smallest one of the given set of numbers. If we have 1 on the leftmost, let us look to the second position from the left side. We get 8 in this number, and we get 2. As 2 is smaller than 8, therefore the first number of the ascending order would be 12298. Then and again looking to the leftmost digit of each number, we get 7194. I didn't count it because this has already been in the sequence. So let us take it as an eliminated number. Okay, so we have 7194. 1 is the smallest among all the numbers. Let us write this one, 18960. Now let us think that this one is eliminated too. Now we are left with 75298, 98765 and 43891. So now again let us compare all the leftmost digit of the remaining numbers. We have a 7, we have a 9, we have a 4. 4 is the smallest among all numbers remaining in the set. We write it 43891. Okay. Now let us think 4 is eliminated too. Now we are left with two numbers. So the leftmost digit of this number is 7 and the leftmost digit of this number is 9. So we would take this number because it's smaller than this one. 75298, and at last we have 98765. What about descending order? I've told you earlier that descending order is just reverse of ascending order. So what is the largest or the biggest number of the set? Okay, 98765. Second largest, 75298. Third largest, okay, we have 43891. Fourth largest, 122. Sorry. Fourth largest, 18960, and the smallest, 12298. This is how we arrange a given set of number in ascending and descending order. Now, let me give you an introduction of 10,000. Now you might be thinking, what is the introduction of 10,000? We all know what is 10,000. But let me explain you with another way. So suppose we have a 4-digit number, the largest 4-digit number. We have 9, 9, 9 and 9. Let me put a comma out here. So what would happen if we add 1 to this one? So what is 9, 9, 9, 9 plus 1? Let me do it in a rough. 9999 plus 1. What do we get? 9 plus 1, 10, 0, 1 carry on. Then we add 1 plus 9, we get 10, 0 as the base, and then 1 carry on. 9 plus 1, again 10, then we have 1 carry on, and at last we have this number. So when I write it out here and put a comma, you would clearly see that it is 10,000. So if we add 1 to the largest 4-digit number, we get the smallest 5-digit number, which is 10,000. So this is the introduction. Now let us get on to the place value arrangement. First, I want to tell you that what is actually place value. So the positional value of a digit in a number is known as place value of a digit. So let me take an example. 5 9 8 1 7 2 6 8 9 1. You must be thinking that it's a bigger number, but don't mention it out. Okay, so if I take 6, so what is the place value of 6? Let me insert commas for convenience. So what is the place value of 6? We can clearly see that the place value of 6 would be positional value. Position is 1000 and multiplied by the number itself. We get 6000. So 6000 is the place value of 6. So hope you all have understood for this place value. Now let's get on to the expansion of numbers. Let me take a smaller number, 5971. Okay, so how do we expand it? First, the basic expansion of the number would be like this. You all must be knowing this. So this is a concept of class 5, but I am here doing again so that you are cleared with this. Okay, so this is the basic expansion. Now what do we need to do to make it a formal expansion is just, we can see that 5000. So as I have done here, 6000, what is another expansion of this one would be 6 into 1000. So what with 5000? If I take 5000, expansion would be 5 into 1000. Clear to you all? If I take 900, expansion would be 9 into 100. If I take 70, it will be 7 into 10. And if I take 1, it's 1 into 1. Because if we see the number 5 is at thousands place, so it is 5000. And if we actually see, it is the place value of 5. And what is the place value of 5? The position of the digit in the number, and if it is multiplied by itself, it is the place value. So the position of the digit in the number multiplied by the digit itself is the place value of the digit. So when we take this all into our expansion, what we get? So this would be 5 into 1000. You must not forget to put a bracket after each place value of each digit. We get 9 into 100. We get 7 into 10. And at last we have 1 into 1. So when we combine this one, we get 5 into 1000, 5000 plus 900 plus 70 plus 1, which is equals to 5971. Sorry, 5971. As you can see that this is the number itself. So the formal expansion of the number 5971 is this. Hope you all are cleared with the expansion of numbers. Now let me give you an introduction of 1 lakh. Now you might be saying me that why are you wasting time in introducing numbers which you already know? But I am introducing it somehow a different way. Let me take introduction to 1 lakh. Same concept applied of introduction of 10,000. If we add 1 to the greatest 5-digit number, we get 1 lakh. It somehow goes like this. So if we add 1 to 99,999, let me do that in a rough for the convenience. And if we add that one with plus, and if we add it with 1, 9 plus 1, 10, 1 carry on, 9 plus 1, 10, 1 carry on, 9 plus 1, 10, 1 carry on. Let me remove the comma if you're interrupted. 9 plus 1, 10, again 1 carry on, and at last we have 10. So if we just put this number out here, okay, 1000000 and put the commas, so we can easily see that it equals to 1 lakh. So this is the basic introduction of 1 lakh. Now let us get on to the number system. So let's start with number system. So there are two kinds of number system, Indian and international. First, let us start with the Indian. Let me take an example. 572816. Okay. So we need to insert commas. I would tell you in more detail that how to insert commas and what is the use of comma. So first you can see that 5 is at 10 lakhs place. So we would write 5 here. Then 7 is at 1 lakh. 9 is at 10,000. 2 is at 1,000. 8 is at 100. 1 is at 10. And 6 is at ones. So this kind of table would be formed when we separate the numbers in accordance with the place value. Means that if you multiply this number 10 lakh with 5, the place value of the digit would be obtained. So now let us name the number. Let me tell you one thing first. As you all know, since class 5, the HTO lies in one group, and this group is known as unit group. Okay, similarly in Indian system, or we can say it as Hindu Arabic system. So in the system, after HTO, every place of position coming has been paired in groups having only 2 positions. Suppose after HTO we have 1000 and 10,000, so these both are grouped together. Then we have lakhs and 10 lakhs, so these both are grouped together. Okay, and this group is known as thousands group, and this one is of lakh. So let us start naming. If these both lies in the same group, then we will call them 57 lakh instead of 5, 10 lakh and 7 lakh. We would call them together, and what? We would call them 57 lakh. Let us start writing. $57 lakh. Next, come to the group of 1000. We have 92,000 as they're in group. That's why we write it. $92,000 and 816 as they're in the unit group. So we would have okay. So now let's talk about the expansion of this number. I've told you how to expand the number. First, we need to see the place value of the number and then expand the place value. And then add the expanded place value of each number. That's called the real expansion of the number. So let's get started with this one. For 5, 50 lakh. How to expand it? We just know 5 into 10 lakh. So this would be obtained. And then when we add this one with this. So 7 is at lakh, therefore 7 into 1 lakh. So after 7 lakh, we have 9 at 10,000. So 9 into 10,000. Then we have 2 at 1,000, 2 into 1,000. Then we have 8 at 100, 8 into 100. Then we have 1 at tens, 1 into 10. And then we have 6 into 1. 6. And to verify the expansion, what you just need to do is to multiply the numbers given in the bracket and then add them all. You would be getting the same number. Okay, so now let me take one more example. Let it be from 10,000. 10. Okay, let us take this one. So we see that 1 is at 10,000. Finding 10,000, applying 1, writing 1. 1,000, 0, 100, 0. Having tens, 3, and at last ones is 1. So now let us start naming. As we all know that these both lie in the thousands group, so we would be calling them 10,000. And then these three numbers lies in the same group, but 0 at the hundreds place is like ignored, so we can write it like 10,031. No mentions of 100 because it is 0. So now let us get on to the expansion of the number 10,031. We can see at the 10,000 place multiplying 1 with 10,000, adding 0 into 1000, place value of 0, and then again adding 0 to 100, place value of 0 at 100, and then adding 3 to 10, place value of 3 at tens, and finally 1 into 1, place value of 1. So this is the expansion. As I have already told you that if you simplify that, you would be getting the number that is given to us. You all might be asking me that why have I written 0? So I have written 0 because if we write it directly like 1 into 10,000 and then we would just add the 30 and then 1, the teacher might get confused that she has given 0 to us and the place value of zeros are actually 0, but we need to represent it. So for the representation of place value of zeros, you just need to write in this way. So you would be on a safer side. So now let's start with the international system. Okay, now let me take a number, say 3, 4, and 5, 7, 8, 9, 2, 6. International number system, we put commas like this. I would be elaborating it more. Now, okay, as we see first that HTO group, there's a group of HTO, also known as a unit group, but in international number system, the upcoming places or positions are grouped in 3. Okay, so if we talk about the next upcoming places, so the next 3 upcoming places or positions after unit group would be grouped together. Similarly, after that again 3, 100 million, 10 million, million would be grouped together. So this group is known as for the thousands and this one is for the millions. So let's start by putting the digits in accordance with their place values. So we can see it's 10 million, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 2, 6. Okay, so we are done with this one. Let us start with naming. As I have already told you in the Indian system, if two numbers lie in the same group, then they are clubbed. Either than calling 57 lakh as 5, 10 lakh and 7 lakh, which when a person is listening would just listen odd. So we, for a safer side, just take 57 lakh because they're in the same group. Similarly here in the millions, sorry, it must look like a million. In the million we get 34 million. Yeah, so we write it as 34 million. Coming to the next group is 578. So how would we call it? It would be called as 578,000 and in the third group, unit 1, it's 926. You can either write and or you can just put a dash, after every of the group. Okay, so now we are done with Indian system and international system. Now let me tell you the usage of comma. Okay, so suppose we have a number, a bigger one, like 5971892 6. Okay, so if we try to put comma, the question arises that if we are putting comma, so the number should be represented in Indian system or the number should be represented in international system. So there are two ways of putting comma to a number. Let us see both the cases. This is for the Indian system and here international system. So let us take the number in the Indian, 5971892 6. What do we get to see here? That to insert comma, we insert comma after every group. So here we can see that it's HTOs. After 3 digits from right side, a comma will be inserted. Similarly, again we have a group with 2 places, so a comma would be inserted after 2 places. And going on, because only groups with 2 places will be formed. So at first from the right, leaving 3 digits and then leaving 2 digits continuously till the end of the number. So we put a digit after the group, HTO, unit group, then putting after 1,000 group, then putting after a lakh group, and this number is called crore. So what do we get here? We get 5,97,18,926. Now what can we see? Okay, so now let me take the number 8926. What needs to be in the international system is, again, a comma is inserted after every group. So by saying HTO, comma is inserted from right hand side after leaving 3 digits simultaneously for the next and for the next group. So leaving 3 digits from the right hand side simultaneously, and here's the number 59,718,926. Hope you have understood how to insert commas to a number. Now let us start the exercise. Exercise 1.1 of class 6 mathematics NCERT. Exercise 1.1. Now let us see the first question. Fill in the blanks. Okay, so the first sub question, A part. Let us solve the A part together. 1 lakh is equal to dash 10,000. We are given that 1 lakh is equal to dash 10,000. Let us make a numeral of 1 lakh. Done. And let us write the numeral just below 1 lakh of 10,000. It would be like this. Okay. Now what do we get to see here? We get to see that if we multiply 10 to 10,000, we would be getting 1 lakh. Okay. So 10 would be the right answer because 10 into 10 is 100 and 100 into 1000 is equal to 1 lakh. B part, it says 1 million is equal to dash 100,000. Now let us do this one. Numeral form of 1 million and numeral form of 100,000. Now what do we get to see here too? That if you multiply 10 to 100,000, we would get 1 million. So if we write 10 as the answer, so when 10 is multiplied to 100, we get 1000, and when 1000 is multiplied to 1000, we get 1 million. So 10 is the correct answer. C part, 1 crore equal to dash 10 lakh. Again in numeral form, 1 crore and 10 lakh, which is writing just below it. And again, if we multiply 10 to 10 lakh, what will we get? We will get 1 crore. So 10 multiplied to 10, 100 lakh, 100 lakh equal to 1 crore. So 10 is the correct answer. D part, 1 crore equal to dash million. So now, here what do we get to see? We get to see that there is a place of an Indian system and a part of an international system, as million is an international system and crore is an Indian system. So let us write 1 crore in numerals. So see here that if there is an Indian system and if there is an international system, you may not use commas, as this may make you a little bit difficult to solve the question. So let us write it without inserting commas. Okay, hope you all are cleared with this. HTO, 10,000, 10 lakh, crore. Starting off with million. Okay, HTO is done. 10,000, again 100,000, and here comes 1 million. So again, here we see that if we multiply 10 to a million, we would be getting 1 crore. So 10 million. So 10 is the correct answer, because when we multiply 10 to million, we would be getting a crore. E part. What do we see in E part is 1 million is equal to dash lakh. 1 million is equal to dash lakh. Again, numeral form, 1 million. Again, here we see an international system and an Indian system. You may not use the commas. Okay, 100,000 done. So, this is 1 million. Now inserting lakh. Lakh has 5 zeros. So, again, when we multiply lakh with 10, we would be getting 1 million. So 10 is the correct answer for this part. Now we are done with question number 1 of exercise 1.1, and we got all the answers as 10. Nice. So let us start with question number 2. What does question number 2 says? It says place commas correctly and write the numerals. A part, let us start with the A part. A part is 73 lakh. Let me start writing. 73 lakh. Okay, 75,307. 75,307. So, as we can see that lakh has been mentioned in the question. So, we directly go to Indian system. Lakh. Okay, now we start inserting commas according to the Indian system, leaving the first digit from the right side, then the next two, then the next two. But we do not have a number in front of it, therefore we will not insert a comma. So what is the number? It is 73,75,307, and when we will match this one, okay, we got the correct. We got the correct answer. So now for the B part, 9 crore 5 lakh 41. 9 crore 5 lakh 41. This is how you write the numeral for the question. And now we know that there is a crore, and crore is just after the 10 lakh in Indian system. So we just start inserting commas according to Indian system, starting from the right hand side, leaving the first 3 digits, then the next two, then the next two. So what do we get here? 9 crore 5 lakh 41, and that's the same. Let's do the C one. 7 crore 52 lakh 21,302. Okay, let me make parts of this one. 7 crore, okay, 52 lakh 21,000. 52 lakh 21,302. 7 crore 52 lakh 21,000. Okay, 302. Okay, as you can see that there are both crore and lakh mentioned in the question, and they both come under Indian system. So let's start inserting commas. From right hand side, leaving 3 digits, insert a comma, leaving 2 digits, insert a comma, again leaving 2 digits, insert a comma. Let us come on to the D part. It says 58 million. There comes the entry of international system because million comes under international system. So it says 58,423,000. D part 58,423,202. So this is the numeral that you would be getting. Now let's start inserting commas according to international system. Putting a comma from right hand side, leaving 3 digits, and again leaving 3 digits. So this is the numeral, or you can say this is the answer. Coming out of the E part says 23,30,010. Okay, 23,30,010. This is the numeral. Again, we can see that there is a lakh. Again, inserting commas according to the Indian system, leaving first 3 digits, then leaving 2 digits simultaneously from the right hand side. Let's come on to question number 3. Question number 3 says, insert comma suitably and write the names according to Indian system. So, a number has been given to us, 87595762. 87595762. Okay, now as the question have mentioned, Indian system. So first we need to insert commas according to Indian system. So from the right hand side, leaving 3 digits, leaving 2 digits, leaving 2 digits, and here is the number with commas. Now let us write the name of the number. It is 8 crore 75 lakh 95,762. 762. So this is the number name. Now let's get on to the another part. Part B, it says 8546283. 8546283. Okay, so now let's insert comma from right hand side, leaving 3 digits, leaving 2 digits. Here is the number 85,46,283. Now let's name the number. $85 lakh 46,283. Okay, and put a full stop. Coming on to the C part says 999,000,46. Interesting question. 999,000,46. So now let's insert commas after 3 digits from right hand side, then 2, then 2. What do we get is 9 crore 99 lakh and 46. So we would be writing it like 9 crore 99 lakh 46. Okay, so now let me just erase question number 1. So now the D part of question number 3, just to continue from down, 98432701. 98432701. Okay, so first insert commas, Indian system, I've told you earlier. Then naming it, it would be named 9 crore 84 lakh 32,700 701. So this is the name. Now let's get on to the question number 4. What does question number 4 says? It says that insert comma suitably and write names according to international system. So first one given is 78921092. 78921092. First, let us insert comma according to international system. 3 digits, leaving 3 digits from the right side, then again 3 digits. Here is the number 78,921,092. Let us write it. $78,921,092. Okay, so moving on to the B part. B part says 7452283. 7452283. Okay, so now insert commas according to international system. So this is the number that we get. Writing its name, it would be 7,452,000 thousand 283. So this is the name that we get for this number. Now moving on to the C part. 999851102. 999851102. Let me cross check. Okay, all correct. Putting commas according to the international system, this is what we get, 99,985,102. So hope you all have copied the question number 2. Okay, so for C part, let's name it. 99,985,000 102. Moving on to the D part. Moving on to the D part, we see 480,49831. 480,49831. Let me cross check. 480,49831. Okay, so first insert comma in international system from right hand side. After every 3 digits, so this is what we get. We get 48,049,831. Let us write it out. Okay, let us name it. $49,831. So these were all the solutions to exercise 1.1.